Now, I just want to talk briefly, and I promise you I'm not going to go on about this endlessly, but I want to give everyone an update on what's really going on right now between me and all my YouTube channels and everything, performance-wise, because, yeah, right now things aren't great, and, you know, there's a multiple combination of factors going on. First of all, we're in January, all right? January traditionally is the worst month of the year on YouTube for anything. Why? Because the holidays are over, so that, you know, everyone gets, you know, extra views and stuff around then. That's over with. And all the ad revenue's gone. Like, no exaggeration, you go from insanely high ad revenue to, like, nearly nothing, right? So what ends up happening for someone like me who's consistent, you know, I'm not one of the people who I put all my best content in the last 3 months of the year and pump out 5 times more videos to make extra money. I consistently put out content all year long because I treat it like a real job, and I want you guys to have good content all year long, not only inflated and boosted so I can get extra dough for it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of YouTubers do that. I don't. So what ends up happening is a month like January, for me, it's business as usual. I'm putting out content, I'm having fun, and in general, you guys have been equally as supportive this month as you always are. You know, tip level is great. You know, people are supporting the Baldur's Gate 3 streams, and in general, overall, all that's great. You know, super chats, no real complaints. They're not down or anything this month. Things are going good. But what's ended up happening this month, it's a combination of factors. Number one, I'm always down in January because of the ad revenue. So that little bit of ad revenue that I do get, not to say that it's like insane amounts of money, but still, I usually have it, and this month I don't have it. Now, normally, it'd be like, okay, so it's kind of tight in January, that's okay. The problem now is this memberships thing, okay? So to give you guys some perspective, I'm literally going to pull up stats for you right now to let you know what I'm talking about, because I want people to understand what I mean when I talk about this stuff, okay? So to give you some perspective, all right? This month, the month of January, all right, we have received, just listen to this, 1,300 new memberships on top of the existing memberships that we had, all right? So in total, right now, this channel currently has 1,655 memberships. Yeah. But if you actually do the math on how many of those are legit and I'm actually getting paid for, all right, it's only around 500. Now, last month, I had over 800, and those were all legit, all right? So the funny part about this whole thing is, on paper, it looks like I'm doing so much better, and in reality, I'm doing way worse. In fact, you know, looking at the statistics here, I'm staring at it. It says revenue that you made on memberships now versus last month, okay? No exaggeration, it claims that I have lost money. You know, last month, I had a certain amount, and it says here about 37% decrease in the money that I would make on memberships, right? Now, why have I lost 37% of my revenue on memberships? Because of the trolls. And this is bullshit. They shouldn't have that kind of power on the channel, and they just do. And there's nothing that I can do to fix that, okay? I went from a situation where this channel was strong and doing really well in December, and people were not only becoming members, but gifting memberships to the community, and there was this feeling of awesome support all around for the holidays, right? And then in the last week and a half, 2 weeks, that these fake memberships have been given out, all that's gone away because no one's going to become a member if they're getting a gifted membership, and no one's going to renew their membership if they're getting a gifted membership, right? So basically what's happened is literally only a very small handful of people are becoming members now. So, and this is just now. We still have over a week left in the month, right? So, if within 2 weeks I'm down 37% revenue, can you imagine in another week? I might be down 50, 60% revenue for memberships this month. And memberships are a good chunk of the revenue I make on DSP Gaming. Okay? That's awful. And that's, again, that's not, oh, the ad revenue's down and that's going to come back. That's, trolls have broken YouTube. And I can't fix that. Okay? So, basically what I'd like to say here is, thank you guys, because everything else you've been doing, super chats, tips, engaging in the streams, everything has been great. But this memberships thing potentially is going to hurt me bad. Now, at the same time that's going on, keep in mind, I have to now change all the memberships on DSP Reacts, right? So now what happens if I do that and half the people don't become members over there? So now not only am I down 37% revenue on this channel, now I lose the revenue on that channel too. Now what am I going to do? That's the situation I'm in right now. So I don't feel good. I feel very nervous and I feel shitty. And it's, again, not something that I can fix. This is a problem that YouTube has and trolls have exploited. So what can you do? All I can say is check out the content and please support it. You know, one thing you could say as well, there are new games coming out Friday. You're right. I have to buy them, so that's even more money invested, right? But hopefully people will come out and support the new games. I really hope they will. I hope you guys will show up for those playthroughs and support those streams, right? If you do, then maybe this isn't a problem. If the last week of the month ends up actually being a really great one and everyone's supportive and the streams do well, then it's not a big deal, right? But that's kind of a big if Hail Mary hoping, right? As opposed to something more consistent. Like, I'm nervous right now. I'm looking at what it says DSP Gaming made last month versus this month. It's down an insane amount. Like I said, about 37% decrease in revenue on the channel. That's terrible, you know? Imagine doing the same work you did last month, and everyone's telling you everything you're doing is great, and then you get paid, and you get paid only 60% of the money you made last month. Your paycheck's way less. What happened? Oh, well, some trolls fucked with us, so we can't pay you this month. What? That's my life right now. It's like, how is that fair? So, what can be done? Well, nothing that I can do. There's nothing I can do to fix the situation. If you like my content, please support it in some way. All right? Legitimately become a member. Legitimately give some memberships to someone to help the community. Do super chats, super thanks. If you watch this podcast on demand every day, and I know many and many of you do a super thanks. I almost never get any super thanks on my videos. Like, it's insanely rare. I'll get 1 or 2 a month tops across all 3 of my channels. So if you're someone who watches all the content on demand, if you're a longtime viewer, please consider now helping to support, because I really need the help right now. I'm down a third because of this trolling bullshit. Okay? But outside of that, that's about it. That's all I can say. Support the streams, and if you're an on-demand viewer, please consider a super thanks or a tip. You'll see in the description of every video I upload the tips link. You could still tip whether you're on a stream or not. You know, I don't have to be live for you to tip or anything like that. That would help a ton. Okay? So thank you. And again, I don't like bringing this shit up, but I have to. This is my livelihood. What can I do to fix it? Nothing. I didn't create the situation because I don't work at YouTube, right? I can't fix the situation because I don't work at YouTube. And I'm not a piece of shit troll who thinks it's funny, you know? Again, what these idiots don't realize, right? They like the content so much that I make because they want to make fun of it, right? Great, so make fun of it. But when you hurt my livelihood doing this shit, now you have basically made it harder for me to keep doing this. If you think that the throwback channel's funny and the react channel's funny and the stuff I do on this channel is a comedy, you know, riot, why are you hindering my ability to make the content? What you're doing is counterproductive. It makes no fucking sense. It just proves you're an idiot, right? So it sucks, but, you know, what can you do? Again, I wish I could fix it. I can't. You know, why am I bringing it up? Because this is real life shit that's affecting this stream and everything I do on YouTube. This is not some dumb troll behind the scenes and I can ignore it. This is something that's directly affecting everything publicly, and it sucks. Okay? So, please consider. What's funny is Zen Shuriken says, of course he's worried. That's thousands of dollars a year. Zen Shuriken, that's thousands of dollars a month. A month. That's what I mean. I just said I'm down 37%. That's thousands of dollars that I need to pay my bills that I'm not making now because of this idiot. Okay? So, again, thank you to anyone who likes the content and supports it in any way. Please consider it. All right? And then you get an idiot like this guy, Stimpy. That's your problem, not ours. Wrong. You're the one here watching the content. I won't be here making content anymore if this continues, you dumb idiot. That's the point I'm making. I'm not some rich YouTuber rolling in money that I can take this hit. You fucking idiotic, brain-dead moron leaving a dumb comment in a chat and acting like you know what you're talking about. All right? I'm a normal guy like you. When I lose thousands of dollars in a month, it fucks me up. All right? So that's why I can't have this happen. I need people to hopefully do something to help me in this case. You know, this next week, all these new games coming out, please support these streams. Okay. How much is 37%? It's about a third, roughly. A third of my income is gone away this month. Compared to the last several months, a third of my income is gone because of this trolling nonsense. Yeah. Like I said, like no one is becoming a member. That's the problem. It's like normally every day I get memberships. Every day I got new members and I get people who gift memberships to the community. Now, no one is re-upping their memberships and no one is gifting legit memberships. It's very small. There's a few people who are doing it, and thank you to those who are, but it's gone away, and that's revenue I rely on. All right, so that's it. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I don't, you know, it sickens me to have to fucking waste time talking about this shit. You know what I'm saying? So let's just move on positively. All right, let's get out of this topic and hopefully just kind of relax and have some conversation today and not have to worry about this so much. It's always on my mind, this shit. And yeah, it weighs heavily upon my mind. It absolutely does. But I don't want to be sitting here talking about it all fucking day. It just pisses me off. You know, it shouldn't be like this. Someone like me who's been working his ass off for all these years shouldn't be at the mercy, yet again, of YouTube being lazy and not doing their fucking jobs as a business and basically just fucking everything up and having giant loopholes and being, you know, stupid. But once again, here we are again with YouTube not doing their fucking jobs, and now I have to suffer for it. So, it's just life. You know, at this point, it's just an inevitability. If you want to be a content creator, you're at the mercy of the ineptitude of the system that you use to put your content on the internet. YouTube is inept. They always have been. I've told you guys this so many times, 15 years. Every change they make to this site fucks it up, and then they have to fix it after the fact. They have no true beta testing of anything. They just hard launch and fuck the whole site up. They're never aware of these loopholes. They're never aware of these problems. I told you the story. 2 years ago, I discovered an actual legitimate site-breaking bug. That if that bug was not fixed, it could have destroyed YouTube. Okay? I contacted YouTube support. I explained it. I gave them step-by-step instructions of how to replicate it. Screenshots, everything. And the person that I was talking to argued with me that I was not right or that, you know, it wasn't correct. I said, I had to plead with them. I was like, please, for all that is holy and good, please trust me. I've been doing this for 15 years. I wouldn't waste your time. I want this business to continue. Here's the evidence. Please forward this to the appropriate parties. So all that happened, they responded with a form letter response, closed the log, and then about 2 months later, I figured it out. They fixed it. So they did listen to me, but they ignored me and fought with me over it before they would even consider, you know, putting it up the chain and having someone smart look at it. And the person who eventually got it in their hands, oh shit, and fixed it, and now that loophole's closed. You see? But YouTube doesn't listen to me. I try, you know, how many times can I fight with them over these things? You know, I don't have that power anymore. Perhaps if big YouTubers stood up and teamed up about this and said, hey, let's do content and let's talk about this. Let's put it out in a vlog so everyone knows this is a problem on YouTube. Then it would be fixed. I don't have that power anymore. At one point I did, but what ended up happening was all these idiots on the internet made me into the internet meme, the internet joke, and the internet whipping boy. So when you made a lol cow out of me, you took my power away to help with these issues that I discovered. Congrats. I hope you think it was worth it that YouTube's broken because, you know, here you go now, right? Whose fault is that? I would love to help. I can't. You took the power out of my hands for your own jollies and laughs, right? So I can't do anything about it. People need to step up and help who actually have a voice. I don't have a voice, all right? What was the bug I discovered? Well, I'm not going to fully tell you, but basically there was a way that people could make dummy accounts. That's all I'm going to say. Like, basically, if people found a giant loophole of making dummy accounts on YouTube, and it could ruin the entire site the way that they did it. Like, it was creating a big problem. for everyone. Like it literally could have broken channels and everything the way that it was set up. So I showed them everything and then they fixed it. So anyway, that's that. Let's move on, shall we? Let's not dwell on this nonsense. Let's start talking about a lot of other stuff, right?